Good afternoon, this is Ben Hollist from 89.3. I'm down here at the Sebel Parramatta at the Culture Shock event that I've been talking about for the past couple of weeks. Meeting three of the hottest sci-fi people in America today, from one of the longest running sci-fis in American history, to be honest with you. And I'm speaking with a man whose, well, his first wife was an alien, who was possessed by an alien. Second wife, well, she's an android.
And, you think you got problems at all?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And one of his best mates, well, he's a bloody alien too. Michael Shanks. Of course, everybody knows him as Daniel Jackson from SG-1. G'day, Michael. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you, sir?
I'm very well. First question I'd like to ask is, what's wrong with Earth people? Seriously, you've got a bit of a thing happening here, don't you?
They're
don't you see something
so
happening?
So local, you know what I mean?
It's too local.
So sometimes when you need interesting people, you got to reach out a little bit further, and I just happened to reach a little too far. I guess,
a little bit too bloody far.
Yeah. Careful what you wish for. Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
Yes.
We can.
Yes, Mum is dealing with that situation right now.
I was going to say, imagine the
well, especially when you get all the devices like your iPhones and your iPads, and you can all you can now iChat and I cook, I clean, and I wash, and I nag.
And what? No, I think Lexa does.
Yes, exactly. But now you can only hear them crying on the phone and missing you, and you can now see them doing it, and they can see your guilt too. It's all great. Traveling is wonderful.
That's one of the things I was going to ask you about. Like during the show, SG, you started off with your wife on screen, and then you ended up on the last few seasons of Stargate working with your second wife on scene. So, talking about nagging. Seriously,
apparently I can't help bringing my home to work, or is it my work home, or both?
Well,
little of both, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little of both. One of the things I was going to ask you was, you can't really go home and say, "Oh, geez, what a bloody day I had." It was shocking. She'd just turn around and say, "Yeah, I know, I was there."
Yeah. Or worse, she doesn't care. It's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I was there and I don't care, or I wasn't there and I don't care.
I can understand that absolutely. Look, don't talk to me about it because I reckon, to be honest, you deserved it.
Yeah. Well, actually, it was very funny when Alexa started working on Stargate. We'd obviously worked together before in the past, and that's where we met. But when she started working on Stargate, what was funny is we had kids at this particular point.
Yeah.
And what we found, of course, for anybody who has young children at home, they realize that most of their lives become about the children when they're at home, and very little private time exists. And so what was hilarious about going to work is that when you spend 10, 12 hours together in a day, when there's no kids around, all of a sudden it's like, wow, we could talk like grown-ups do to each other. It was kind of funny. We actually had great bonding time when we were working together on the show, so that was very cool.
I've got 2 kids myself. Like, you've got a 13-year-old daughter from over.
I do, yeah.
Trust me, 13s are great.
Oh, really?
You try between 13 and 17.
Yes.
There she is over there.
Yeah. Are you just saying that because she's over there and you're going to tell me all the real story later?
I'll tell you the real story later.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's a pain in the ass. The attitude happens, you know what I mean?
Yes, I know.
They say they're terrible too. No.
Yeah. Because now they can actually form sentences and create arguments, whereas before they're just stamping their foot, and now they're actually coming with a reason that you go, wait a minute, I have to reason with you now, and I don't know how to do that. I used to just be able to get my way, and now I actually have to talk to you, and you're out intelligizing me. That's a word, isn't it?
Intelligizing. I think it's something.
See, that's how intelligent I am.
Yes. Everybody knows you as Daniel from Stargate. In that regard, the actors in your character's been interviewed like a burnt sausage on a barbie. That's how often it's been said. Look, just tell me a bit about Michael. What have you got planned? Like, not a lot of people know about Arctic Blast.
Right.
You came to Hobart, you filmed that. How long did that take?
How long, sorry?
How long was the filming for that? And how long were you away for that?
I think we did 3.5, 4 weeks. That's the thing with movies and lower budgets is you don't have the time, and we were there for about 3.5, 4 weeks, I think, in Hobart.
Wow, really?
Filming. Yeah, it wasn't very long.
I noticed a lot of your traits from being Stargate as well were within that movie as well. So obviously those traits are within you as a person.
Yes, absolutely. You could try and play a whole bunch of different characters and put on different things, but there are certain affectations, hand talking and gesturing and things like that you can't usually get away from.
No, absolutely. No, I quite enjoyed the movie. Wasn't too bad. How did you like the difference between the Aussie way and the American way of doing things?
Well, they're very similar. I mean, the crew was very professional. We had we had a good time making it. I mean, it's always difficult. You're always crunched for time in that one, and had a wonderful, whenever things got a little bit bogged down or even a little bit serious, we had a wonderful director, Brian Trenchard-Smith, who was, really great. He's like the John Cleese of directors, where it's always always keeping things light. Brian's a wonderful man and very good at making things humorous, and even when things are getting a little bit tense and whatnot, he could somehow find a way to create a joke and we could all sort of laugh it off. So it was good. It was very good, and it was the weather was absolutely soupy appropriate for we had it was just at the tail end of winter, and so we had a little bit of a little bit of hail, a little bit of snow, a little bit of blowing rain. So it was perfect for a movie called Arctic Blast.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's absolutely brilliant. No, I really did enjoy the movie. I could see that the budget could have been a lot better for you.
Yes,
and I think that would have made the movie a little bit more.
It's always the case. You can wish and you can hope and you can act your little pants off, but when the missiles look like something from that you've seen somewhere else, and you know that they're not really real because they're not convincing you, you tend to go, oh, what is this kind of thing?
No, I can understand that.
I mean, we also one of the wonderful opportunities that the show provided too was because of the low budget of it, they couldn't afford to fly in a ton of actors from X and Y and Z, and so actually a whole bunch of
we call it ZD.
Is that what it is? Apparently in Canada we do too.
I was going to say you're Canadian.
Yeah, but
I call you North Americans.
Yeah, exactly. You have no idea how much Canadians get insulted when they're referred to as Americans. But.
Mate, it's all right. I was talking about Tasmanians being Australian. I don't know. They're in an island on their own. Are they Australian or not?
Yes, I unfortunately managed to hear all the Tasmania jokes when I was there from Tasmanians, which I think that was great that they have a sense of humor.
It's all right. I'm a Queenslander, by birth, and everyone has this rivalry between us. Like Queensland and New South Welshmen to Melbourneites, as we call them, Mexicans, and we do. And us Queenslanders, we're a laid-back kind of people. Have you ever been to Queensland yet?
I don't. The provincial aspect of things. Like I was filling out the form to come here, and I couldn't remember where Sydney was, and it wasn't until I landed and looked at the license plate. And went, New South Wales. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. So Queensland. Which cities reside in that particular neck of the woods, and what cities are in Queensland?
Queensland, you've got Brisbane, Maroochydore, Cairns.
Okay.
So we're a different bunch.
Well, I'll be going to Queensland tonight because we're taking off for Brisbane literally at 8 o'clock tonight. So.
Mate, check out the local people. You'll notice a bit of a difference between the two of us.
Okay.
They're winding us up now, so it's absolutely... No, thank you very much for your time. Michael, it's been an absolute pleasure. It really has, mate. And all I can say is have fun.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
This here, I'm going to give not you, but this is going for Lexa. Okay. Only because it's a little bit small. It wouldn't look so great on you.
It would end up on her anyway if you give it to me or give it to her. So you might as well just give it to her.
That's the reason why I was giving it. And plus, it'll look a lot hotter on her.
Yeah, absolutely. skip the middleman.
Trust me. It'll look
if you have any checks, you might as well give them to her, too.
What I'd like, if you don't mind, is get a photo when you get back home, and I'll give you my email address, and you can send it off to us, and
sure.
That'd be absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you very much,
My
Michael.
pleasure, my friend.
Take care of yourself. Thank